Hi everybody, it's Shelli Pelly with Annie Parker Confidential. Thanks for joining me today. One of the most popular blogs that I have done to date, the one that resonated with the most people, and it doesn't really surprise me, was the one on the 10 habits of highly happy people. And I think that it didn't surprise me for a reason. I mean, for as much as we like to talk about our differences, the one common thread that we have in common throughout ages and throughout all humanity, races, genders, creeds, religious origins, is the desire to be happy. And the question really is, what is happiness and how do we get there, right? So everybody has their definition of what makes them happy. Mine might be different than yours, but at the end, in the final analysis, we all want to be happy. So it really begs the question, what do happy people do that other people don't? And how can we begin to implement those in our daily lives? Have you ever noticed that there are some people that really just kind of seem to, something bad happens and they just say, well, I wanted to do something else anyway. Or something happens to another person, like their flight gets delayed. And it's like, that sucks. That always happens to me. That always happens to me. Well, okay, I think that we were pre-programmed one way or another, right? We were pre-programmed or have a predisposition to either seeing the glass as half empty or half full. That's not a judgment, it's just an observation. You either are born seeing it half empty or half full. So that doesn't mean that if you are born seeing it half empty that you're going to be miserable your whole life. All it means is that you have to work a little harder in order to get to the place where happy people already are, right? And so the 10 habits of highly happy people are interesting, and I wanted to touch on 3 of them. The first one is they practice daily gratitude. And gratitude is so important to do because I think that, even when you have kind of a yucky day, but you can find a couple things that you're kind of happy about or that you're grateful for, and you focus on them and you say, all right, you know what, I'm really grateful that it's a pretty sunny day and it's a Saturday and I have the day off and I get to go do what I want to do. It does something. It lifts your spirits. It changes your energy. It changes the energy that you give off into the world. So now multiply that by doing it every single day, and you find that your life generally kind of starts to feel better, to feel more uplifted. So here's the trick. Here's what I do. I program a gratitude statement, a general gratitude statement into my iPhone to come up every morning at 6 a.m. and you can do it for whatever time. And so, I give it an hour. I get up at 5, but I want coffee before the gratitude bug comes to get me. It really just helps to remind me of things that I'm grateful for, and it gets my day off to a really good start. So that's one of the things that happy people do. They constantly look for the silver lining in almost any situation. The second thing that highly happy people do is they work at being happy. It takes work. It doesn't just happen. Like, you have to work at it. Crappy things happen to everybody, right? And happy people are no exception. So the difference comes in how they look at it. So something crappy happens, and it's how they look at it and how they choose to move forward with it and not dwell on it. Whereas negative people tend to get sucked into the it's not fair vortex. That always happens to me vortex. Let me give you an example. As I was going to launch my blog site, annieparkerconfidential.com, I was in the process of uploading all of the content, and I swear my computer, long story short, just completely skitzed out, and no, I hadn't backed it up. Don't even get me started. Long story short, I lost months and months and months of original content that I had written. So at that point, I had a choice. I can either feel sorry for myself. Okay, I did feel sorry for myself for about 10 minutes. I can either feel sorry for myself and I could get upset about it. I could just get angry about it. Or I can say, you know what? I should have backed up my computer. And now I'll just rewrite everything I was going to write, and it's going to be better this time. It'll be better. And I really feel it was. It took me a long time to do it. I had to rewrite everything, but 100% the content was just much better. And I don't know, what are you gonna do about it? The milk is spilled. Look at the bright side, look at the silver lining, and then move on. The third thing that highly happy people do that the other people don't is they don't compare themselves to others. So here's the thing. somebody is always, always, always going to be younger than you, prettier than you, thinner than you, richer than you, have a better job than you. You know why? Because that's all subjective. And so if you let yourself be controlled and your mood be controlled by what you think other people have that you don't, it's just like a constant vicious cycle that you will never win. So I really feel that the focus is on feeling happy with yourself. And I know that that's easier said than done, but just remember that we all have different life paths, and just because one person's path is different does not mean that it is better. So as human beings, we're the ones that put that arbitrary thought process of what's better and what's worse. We are the ones that put that arbitrary thought into place, but it's not true. My life path is not worse than the CEO of a large company, and my life path is not better than the person, mowing the lawn outside. It's different, and they're different paths. And so I think that when you can look at it that way, aside from the fact that you just kind of feel good about forging your own way, you have a new respect for, I think, just everybody in general. And don't we kind of need that in the world right now, right? More respect and compassion and just being kind to one another. I think that that's kind of the golden rule. So those are the 3 habits of highly happy people that I love. If you want to read more, go to my blog, AnnieParkerConfidential.com, and you can read 10 more of them. Thanks, guys. See you later.